Hello, this is AJ and welcome to the cockpit of Boeing 747-8 Intercontinental Advanced, created by Supercritical Simulations Group. We will use the normal procedures to perform the flight, which is described in the quick start guide that comes with the plane. So first of all, you need to reload the plane to make sure all the systems are set to their default values. Then you set the weather, make sure you have low winds and you know what is the barometric pressure. You can write it down. First thing, open the cover from the battery and the battery is on. Then make sure the parking brake is set to on. I assigned the button for that, so just make sure it's on any way you do it. Then you go to the electronic flight bag, turn it on, and in the options you select the GPU connect. Then we turn the external power on. You set the navigation light to on, and logo light, since it's a daytime, will not turn on. We go back to the electronic flight bag and open the cargo door and the cabin doors. We bring up the FMC by pressing the F8 key, and the FMC is on. You can use either one, either the pop-up here or the one in the 3D cockpit. They both work equally. So right now you have two methods of, you can use the keyboard inputs or you can use the buttons. Switching between those two methods is done by clicking at the top of the case, then you will have the keyboard input, or you can press the bar at the right bottom of the FMC and you're gonna disable that input. Since you are on the identification page, you're gonna check the model, engines and the navigation data. Then you go to the position initialization page. Then you can verify the position of the aircraft and the time. Then we proceed to the route page. At the route page you have to input the origin and destination airport. You're gonna use the 4 letters Arcao codes for that. You can enter the flight number, whatever you want it to be. Then we press the next page button and you're gonna input the route. The waypoints will go to the right and the air weights will go to the left. When we're done with the inputs, we go back to the route page, activate the route and press the execute button. We will go to FMC departure and arrival page. Click on the departure, enter the runway you're gonna take off from and pick the corresponding SID and the transition and press the execute button. Proceeding in the same fashion, you go again to the departure and arrival page, and this time you click on the arrival and you're gonna select the arrival runway, corresponding transition, star and corresponding transition, and press the execute key. Now you can go to the route page and make sure all the inputs have been made properly. Then we go to the legs page, and you can see there is a message showing route discontinuity. We have to remove it. We'll click on the next waypoint and click the corresponding left key and press the execute button. We do the same for all the messages showing the route discontinuity. Now we can switch to the plan mode and see all the legs waypoints pressing the step. Well, it seems like everything looks okay, but it's not really right. You will see in a moment why. Go to the legs page and change the range right now to 40 miles. Now if you proceed through the waypoints, you will see that the way we programmed FNC, the plane would have to fly backward. So what it ends up with, we have to remove the Lake View VOR from the route, which creates again the route discontinuity, which will remove the same fashion as we did before. And now everything should look properly. When we check the waypoints along the route, everything should look the way we wanted it to. I would like to add that arrival runway, star, approach, etc. can always be changed later in the flight based on the ATC clearances. For the purpose of this video, we are programming it ahead of time as we already had these clearances available. I would like to highlight the fact that route discontinuity happens on almost every flight. It is a normal part of the flight plan input process and not a malfunction in any way. It's basically the computer asking pilot for the input on how to go from point A to B, where there is no airway between those points, which ends up with the route discontinuity message. Flight management computer cannot assume a direct routing, even if the distance is only a few miles, and that is why it asks pilots for the input. You can basically look at the route discontinuity message as a safety feature.